Marker. Action. What's going on, guys? I'm Ryan D. You can call me Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that cat Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Movie talk for movie fans, guys. They bring the movie world right into your ears, devices. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Let's get right to it, Angela. This is our review of Bloody Hell. Man, okay, so totally different kind of movie than I know for sure you're used to, and this is my kind of movie right here. I mean, dude, and I know you were shocked. I know the last movie you were shocked in was The Gentleman, which I'm very surprised that you enjoyed that because you don't like those style of movies.
Yeah, I'm not into like mafia mob type gangsta films. I guess that's the way you can best describe it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like thrillers. I do. You know, I didn't really know. I actually didn't know anything about this going and watching it, and then I think right off the bat, the first opening scene, I could tell the vibe of the story. Boom, scary movie. Boom, thriller, horror. All right, let's see what we got. So surprisingly, it didn't look like a big whole blockbuster feature film, but it was surprisingly the storyline. It actually carried throughout the film. It did surprise me. I mean, I'm sure there's probably a film out there that's kind of similar, but to me, this was actually pretty original. It wasn't like a cheesy, scary horror thriller movie that I'm used to that those big blockbusters produce. So I really liked the story on this one. It was really surprising.
Maybe they got different ideas in this, but again, this feels like an original story and it really feels grounded like that. You know, we talk about this is a different kind of violence that we're used to. I would say more structure. I really like how you could tell it was very directed because you have these different scenes at different timelines ongoing continuously, and it takes a lot of structure. It takes a lot of that directorial direction to really push it through, and I love that about it because you really don't feel lost at all in this. You really don't. It's done very well when it comes down to it. It's a really good solid film. It's a really good solid violence thriller film, horror, whatever you want to call it, action. Obviously there's a lot of action in here. The action actually keeps it going, I would say, more so. But again, the story plot is really good. I mean, dude, it makes sense. This is something that I feel like this could happen in our lifetime, almost to a sense, to where social media and all that, because obviously we see that social media take aspect and take form into how bad social media can get when it comes down to like news people and all that stuff. And
definitely.
And everyone,
it definitely touches on like media and the main character. You know, he does get scrutinized by the media. You know, like he did do something that, you know, unfortunately there was a tragedy that happened because of it. He tried to be a hero, but it didn't end very well. So the media scrutinized him for it. He unfortunately went to prison, did his time, come out, he's like fresh, and but the media is still a big presence in his life. So I really like that theme because that's something we see. It makes sense. We see it in our own real lives. How invasive the media is. There's
this one, we're not going to mention it, but when you guys, everyone will know this scene, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's this inner consciousness that he talks to. And it's so done very well.
And
like,
it's him.
Damn, it's Ben O'Toole really does it very well. Wow. Like, dude, this guy, because different personalities in a sense to where, you know, I love that about it. You know, I love that about this movie. I know a lot of people don't like me and myself and Irene. I actually enjoy it because you see Jim Carrey do like 3 different personalities in that movie, and I'm just like, what the? You're just, you know, you're at a loss of a sense to where, what scale can this guy really do 3 different characters in one? And then 2, this guy's doing 2 characters in one, obviously. But you really get lost in it. And I love it because you get to see the emotional aftermath of it. Here's the thing. A lot of people, when a certain situation happens, we don't show our emotion, where we get angry, whatever our boss tells us or anything.
Yeah.
And the inner consciousness is acting that emotion, yelling, but yet you can't hear anything because the camera goes out where it doesn't show the inner consciousness.
You obviously know it's his conscious. You know it's not real.
But that is real though. That's
exactly what's playing in his mind externally.
We've all been there, guys. You've been there where your boss tells you to do something that your coworker was supposed to do, or just you're getting forced to do something you don't want to do, and you can't say no, right? It's hard to say no, ladies and gentlemen. You get so upset, but you don't show it. Your inner conscious is showing it. You know what I'm saying? It's realistic, brother. I'm just saying, right?
I really like that aspect too. It kind of shows like a psychological side, like you said. We don't normally see like how people are like we could see their face and how their body language is, but we don't really see their inner workings. And I really like how they manifest on the outside. Yeah. It's still Ben O'Toole, so I think he did a really good job acting wise, doing like his character in the moment, and then his consciousness. Yeah,
it does take place. He actually travels to Finland, where something else happens. We're not going to mention it. We're not going to mention any spoilers. Obviously, just something else happens, and that changes everything, right? That changes the whole game. Another thing I would say, too, is that I'm not going to Finland anytime soon. That's all I'm saying. No, we're just totally kidding. Obviously, it's a movie, but great comedy, I would say. Great little comedy here and there. I love that.
The humor was actually pretty funny. It's a very dark humor. Yeah. I like dark humor is like half and half for me. If it's done really well, it's funny.
Okay.
But
for someone that's picky with comedy, I was laughing.
Yeah, I know he was laughing.
I was laughing. And this is someone that's very picky that, that just doesn't like every single comedy. But granted, those are actual comedy movies. This one, I wouldn't say it's a comedy movie, of course. It's, it's
it just has little bits of, like, witty remarks and humor.
Yeah, which is funny. It makes
dark humor,
it makes it entertaining. And that's the whole point of this. Did you come in this movie entertained? Yes. Then there you go. It did its job. That's what I love about, film and everything, is that you get to, compare these situations to real life situation, guys. Not that we've ever been in this type of situation, but
or will ever be.
Yeah, will ever be. But not. We compare it to real life, and that inner consciousness is totally true. It's fact. We've seen it nonstop. Whether it's nice, happy, whatever emotion you may be feeling at this moment, know that your inner consciousness is probably feeling a totally different way, right? But yeah, so I'm gonna say that was this fun that we needed for sure, man. I really did enjoy this movie. This runtime is 1 hour and 33 minutes, a perfect runtime. Mm-hmm. I feel like if this movie would have gone 2 hours, it would have ruined the film. I would not have given it the high rating that I'm gonna give it because it was short and simple. It went straight to the point.
I wouldn't even know what to add to it. Like I feel like
it was good.
Anything that would be added would just be filler. Mm-hmm. Like it wouldn't add to the story because you get a sense of the story, the past of what's happened, and then we get a sense of the present and the story that's going on with there. So I wouldn't want to add anything. Yeah, that would just make it confusing, too long, to maybe drown out some of the scenes or drag some of the scenes. So I like the time as well.
I love the music in this film as well. I do love the mix of I guess the seriousness and we already mentioned the seriousness and the small comedy in here. It was really done very well. You go straight to a serious quote or a serious statement, then it jumps into a comedy just right off the bat, not even giving it a breather and everything. And I love that about it. I would say this. It's needed violence, man. I love it. I mean, it was really good. I would say a little bit gory than I thought. Gory. Yeah, a little bit gory than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I would just say, I really did love the script in this. It was really very, very well done. But yeah, I mean, and I am going to mention to you guys, okay, so whenever we get stuck in these situations like this, it's like the comedy or the film, this is the type of film that you just want to get a bucket of popcorn and just laugh, drink a beer, whatever you guys want to do to lay back. This is that type of movie, guys. Would you say this is a man film? Because I know you always get like, oh, that's a guy movie or that's a...
Okay, no, not so much. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. There's certain films that I consider guy films. Like, generally, they have a lot of violence, sex, and nudity. For example, I say, like, 300. I do not enjoy that film. I'm sure there's plenty of women who do. I don't. That's not my type of film. So I would consider that more like, I think most men would enjoy that film. I could be wrong. Everyone's different. But I would not consider this a guy film. I think it's... if you enjoy horror, if you enjoy thrillers, that dark humor aspect, I think you probably would enjoy this film. For sure. I will agree there. All right. Was this the film that we deserved? Yes, right? Okay. Yeah, for sure. 100%. All right. Rate 1 out of 10. 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. What do you give the rating, Angela? I give it a solid 7. I think it was really good. Like you said, it was entertaining. Yeah. I know sometimes, like... especially with horror movies, I feel like a lot of the plot's recycled, so I kind of don't have to... It loses my attention a lot, but for this one actually kept my attention. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen because I wanted to know what happened. I wanted to know the next, scene, what was going to happen, so I really like that aspect of it. So I think it's a solid 7.
This really does show so much insight as to there are always two sides to a story. And you guys will know what we're talking about in the end of this film, guys. There will be two sides to a story. And also, it ends on a very hipster high note, guys. I mean, that hipster high note, we're not going to mention it. But there's a scene at the very end, the last scene, and it's very hipster, and I love it. It just shows how this film is really originated, and it just shows, I feel like this is how this film was made almost. I kind of feel like, totally could be wrong, I feel like the director and the writer, like they were just like, hey, we made this film just like that, talking, having a party or whatever, and just, hey, that's the beauty of it. Great ideas happen at those times, right? All right, guys. We do recommend this movie. Alamo City Movie Talk does recommend this movie, guys. Be sure to check it out on Videos on Demand. All right, and as I guess, any final thoughts, Angela?
No, I know it might be a little maybe daunting at first, maybe depending on what you read or the poster or whatever, but definitely try it.
Yeah, give it a shot.
It is definitely surprising. It might surprise you. And if you don't like it, let us know why. And
put it in the comments down below, guys.
If you actually want to rate it higher, let us know why.
Yeah.
We love your thoughts and comments on it too.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. You like our review, guys. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that cat lady Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Have yourself a good one, guys. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Mask up. Have a good week, guys.